You got more evidence of the pigs. They've been here recently, walking on the trail. We haven't seen any more of them, but hopefully we'll catch another glimpse of the little buggers. Alright, y'all, made it to the top of Klingman's Dome in the Great Smoky Mountains. Well, not to the top of it, but it's kind of an iconic thing. They have a big old overpass. You can walk up. We're not going to get any views today, but at least while we're here, we might as well go up and say that at least we were at the top of it. Okay, we just came to Indian Gap Road, parking area here. Stopped and had a little snack and got warmed up out in the sun. The sun came out for a while. We sat there in the parking lot, and now we're headed back into the woods, headed to a road crossing called Newfound Gap, and that's about a mile and a half down, or actually it's up the hill and then down the other side. So, alright, but not really stopping there. I guess there's some restrooms there and maybe a garbage can, and then from there we go across the road and back up into the woods to our shelter for the night, which is still about probably about another 5 miles away. So still got some walking to do, but luckily the weather's cleared off a bit. Finally got my jacket off, and still a little chilly and dark, but sun peeks through every now and then, so makes it a little nicer. And trail hasn't been too bad, and just the high altitude is wearing on us a little bit today. Right now we're sitting at about 5,300 feet, and going to be going up to camping at about 5,900 feet. So, all right, well, let's go up the trail, head to Newfound Gap. All right, we're going over a different style of cattle gate. I'm not sure why it's here, but apparently there's a couple of them. But I'd never seen one like this before on the hillside. What does it say? It's to keep out hogs. Oh, really? Mm-hmm. It's pig fence. Mm-hmm. Keep the hogs out, so hogs won't cross it. Interesting. So they want this area here to be hog free.
There's a beech tree that's unique, it says, to the southern Appalachians. So they are trying to keep the invasion of hogs from
killing the beeches. Or eating all the beech nuts. But anyway, kind of an interesting gate. Actually a really easy one to manipulate and get over. Some of them are kind of hard with the steps that go up and over, but that one was actually really nice. So, alright, well, you're hoping to see hogs today. We'll have to wait till we get across the other side of the hog protection area. Alright, let's go see. And I don't think it's too far up. It looked like they were fairly close to each other on this ridge line. So let's go up and see if we can find it again. Alright, there it is. Wasn't too far. Only took us about 5 minutes between the two, but inside this fenced enclosure there's a certain kind of beech tree that they're trying to keep the hogs away from. So, alright. No hogs inside the fence, but now we are outside the fence, so keep your eye out for hogs. Alright, let's go. up the trail. Should be going down here in a little bit to Newfound Gap. Alright, we made it from Indian Gap up to, it's called Newfound Gap. So, coming out of the woods, and at this spot, the very first place we've crossed a road since entering the Great Smoky Mountains. We've walked along them and sat by the parking lot at Indian Gap, but this is the first road cross.
Straight across from us.
Okay, we just crossed Newfound Gap. Pretty busy little parking area and rest stop area for people, but Newfound Gap is one of the few roads that actually goes up and over the Great Smoky Mountains. Like I said, it's the first road we've crossed since entering them 3 days ago. It's the first road we've seen. So anyway, going up the hill here out of Newfound Gap and heading up the trail about 3 more miles to the shelter, icy water shelter, and but it is a pretty good little up. Obviously we're coming out of the gap, so we got to go up, but we'll be at the shelter. It'll be about 5,900 feet, so almost 6,000 feet at the shelter. So unfortunately today, the higher up we are, the cloudier it is. Hasn't really rained yet though, but just heavy mist and fog. But when we were down lower, the sun was coming out and it was warm, but we're going back up now. So anyway, our first, not our first, but our second wild turkey walking along the trail up here. I heard mention of them being up here. You guys saw some yesterday, but Kendall's seen this one. I'm just walking along the trail there. Hey, good morning, y'all. It's Friday, the 17th of September, and we are at Icy Water Shelter. Got in last night, and shelter was actually pretty full. There's quite a few people in there last night, which was surprising with how many few people were on the trail yesterday. So, but yeah, we had a good night in there last night though. Stayed dry. Weather is still overcast and cloudy, fog and light rain at times, but yeah, we're getting packed up, getting ready to get back out on the trail today. So glad to have you with us, and we'll see you up the trail. Alright, y'all, we're in the Great Smoky Mountains. We're a little over 5,000 feet, and Smoky Mountains are known for their awesome views, so let's get you a view here real quick. That's it. That's all we've seen for the last 3 days in the Smoky Mountains. We can see about maybe 100 yards, and that's it. Just walking in cloud the whole time. Not one view, but sure, I've walked by some places that I know have great views, but maybe tomorrow it'll be sunny. We'll see. But trail's actually been fairly generous and not too strenuous today, so that's been good. But it's a little brushy right through here. Just as I took my jacket off, got really brushy, and now I'm walking through wet brush. But man, it's not too bad. So. Alright, just thought I'd show you the awesome views as we head on up the trail. Yeah, we did see, mostly heard a couple of grouse flying along the trail. Those things scare you when you're walking along, so quiet and peaceful to have a grouse take off from you. Just a few feet from you, he takes off, and they're loud. Get your heart going. But maybe Kendall will find us another turkey today. That'd be pretty awesome.
Just turn the camera around.
Alright, y'all, we actually are getting a little bit of sun come out, and got a little bit of a peekaboo view. We're not really in a good view spot, but yeah, maybe we'll start to get some views this afternoon. Fortunately, we are going down a little bit, but so we won't get the high altitude views where we were at this morning, but still, little peekaboo views coming through. So okay, we made it to a lunch spot. Stopped by a Peck shelter. Actually, we didn't stop at the shelter. We stopped up on the trail, but I came down for water, but it's a long ways down, about half a mile down. Ooh, I'm breathing hard. Anyway, got my water, heading back up the trail. Said there was a water source 0.1 down the trail, but it was pretty much dry. It's just a little bit of muddy spot on the trail is pretty much all it was. So, alright, left Kendall back up on the trail, so half a mile back up we go. Let's go eat. It's a little bit of a view here this afternoon. Clouds are starting to lift a little bit. See that ridge over there where we came from? Up over in there. But it's pretty nice down in there. Okay, well, an hour ago it was raining. We had to get our ponchos back on again. But now, the sun came back out. It's actually a beautiful afternoon. Seeing the sun. Kendall saw her shadow. And yeah, it's been, makes us feel a whole lot better to see the sun. And we're coming up on our shelter for the evening. It's called Tri-Corner Shelter. And it's probably only a little less than a half mile up ahead, I would say. And we're actually going to get up there and try to set up tents tonight so that we don't have to fight the crowds in the shelter. And it doesn't look like it's going to rain tonight. It looks like it's going to start clearing off, but at least that's what I saw in the weather forecast. So I'll go ahead and do that, set up camp, and just see who rolls into the shelter. But the one thing about the camping is we've been told that there's not very many campsites at this shelter. So again, we have not seen anybody pass us today going north, and there wasn't anybody, only one guy going south, so the trail's been pretty quiet. So we'll have to see how many people are up here. We did pass that one shelter at lunchtime. I'm thinking maybe some people stayed there last night and went north and are staying at this one tonight, which means there would already be there. So but we'll have to go up there and check it out and see what we can find. So alright, come on, let's